The Frames Per Second podcast.
Are y'all competing? Like, what is this, a beat battle? What is going on?
I'm fresh with it, though.
Oh.
What's going on? It's your boy, Nick. I'm here with Miss Naturally Nay.
Hello.
Modest Media.
What's good, man?
I'm good. Kenneth V. Inge.
I'm on Aquarius.
Mm-mm.
Damn it! Damn it!
You on Aquarius?
No, I am an Aquarius, no, for real.
Oh, damn.
But okay, fine.
Dom was supposed to be an Aquarius.
Yeah, we were like, is he gonna be like aloof, like Ken?
What is he?
Is that what I'm about to raise?
What is he?
He's a Capricorn. Yeah.
Mike, you a Gemini, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gemini man. Mike C.
Y'all
Town.
niggas crazy.
That's true. This is true. You're now tuned into the Frames Per Second podcast, and in this episode, we are going to review the Prime Video original series coming from the mind of Boots Riley, titled "I'm a Virgo." But before we get into that series, Nay,
Yes. Who is a Virgo?
you are a Virgo.
I am.
I'm a Pisces.
Is that right?
What are you, right?
Taurus.
Like every other person on staff
Everybody else
here.
damn near here. My brother's a Pisces.
Y'all emotional.
Emotional.
Damn. I'm different though. My
Are
emotions,
you?
Are you
my
on the
emotions are like how the traditional black man, where we buried it inside and we just
but
it
they
comes,
there.
it comes out when we drunk. Yeah.
I can see that. I can see you being an emotional guy.
Yeah.
Crying and
I'm
shit.
just gonna get a bottle. We just gonna.
That's exactly
We and Nick gonna
same.
just sit here. I'm gonna just be pouring up.
Nah,
Like, let's talk, bro.
That's how.
Let's get it all out.
These ain't tears, this is
Daddy
sweat.
therapy session. These
My
ain't
best
tears,
friends
these
is-
This is sweat, this is alcohol sweat. The fuck you talking about, bud?
Yeah, my best friend's a Pisces and my oldest daughter is a Pisces.
We good listeners.
Y'all think y'all are. Y'all think y'all are.
That's funny.
No, but the roses. So my first rose is going to Trollo33. And he's asking who's taking it for the Emmys. So Emmy nominees for Best Drama Series. So the Emmy nominees were released earlier this week.
I think earlier this month. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to the Upshaws. Did you see the Upshaws
I
is
saw them.
nominated
Kim
for an
Fields?
Emmy?
Yeah.
Yes. Upshaws and Swarm, Dominique Fishback got like 3 nominations, if I'm not
But
mistaken.
did you see the nominations? I don't know how anybody's gonna win anything.
Right, so that's the question. So for best I don't know about for actress. but
Both of us like the same.
yeah, but for best drama series, we have Andor, Better Call Saul, The Crown, House of the Dragon, The Last of Us, Succession, The White Lotus, and Yellow Jackets.
How did House
That's
of the
what I'm saying.
Dragon make it in there?
It's too many.
What do you mean? It's
How
a
did what
drama
get in there?
series.
House of the Dragon. I thought that was like last.
Yeah,
This is
2022.
2023, yeah.
Oh, 22. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we just do it differently. We just
Yeah.
go off of what
That's
came out
crazy.
this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, that category is stacked. Like,
Yeah,
That is
anything
a-
they win, it's gonna, people
one's
gonna
gonna
complain.
honey, HBO is like
that is a lot of
sweeping.
HBO, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know who. I mean, I would personally say House of the Dragon, but there's a lot on here that I know get a lot of praise that I don't necessarily watch, like Succession.
I think they may recognize
Yellow
that
Jackets,
because
White
it's the last
Lotus.
season.
Maybe.
Yellow Jackets doesn't deserve it, in my opinion.
You
Not
said this season wasn't
the
great,
season
right?
was not very good.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been saying they've been trying to catch up to season 1.
Yeah, season 1 was amazing. Season 2 was just like, wow, whatever.
I cannot get into The Crown
I don't even know what that
at
is.
all. It's about
Yeah, it's too much white
British.
history
It's
for me.
about Queen
Too much what?
Elizabeth.
White history.
Yeah, it's like Queen
Ain't no
Elizabeth.
black people,
and all
none of that
them.
in there.
Don't you like Succession?
But that's about white people now.
So you like white modernity. You don't like white history. I hit play on Succession and I was like a minute and a half in. I was like, nah, I can't do this today. I like white shows.
It starts off very slow.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's the final
And
season.
My sister said the
you
same.
It
Don't
keeps
get
the
no
pace.
faster,
It
does
keeps
it?
the
It's
pace.
the final season.
It's done. It's done.
They have
it's
a
done.
couple of good peak moments where you're like, oh shit, and then it kind of goes right back.
How many
into
seasons
the
was it?
end.
It was just 4.
Average.
Okay.
I'm straight.
Sucks.
I'll get to it.
I
You said Succession?
Succession.
the
That's
more
what
I listen, the more I listen to people
That's
like
gonna
talk
win.
about it, it's like you really have to like, I guess, that genre of
It's gonna win.
TV.
I
You think
think
so?
that's
Succession
gonna
will?
win.
Yeah.
White folks love that show, bro. Like,
Because it's them being trashy. They just trash you. It's like a reality show.
and they want to be that type of trash, but they can't. So
They wanna be rich trash.
They appeal to that. So I'm like, oh my god, I wish I could be that type
They
of
want to
rich trash.
inspire.
Yeah, bro.
But the scenes is gorgeous. Like where they be going and shit, that white people rich shit,
yeah.
you get caught up in that.
I'm gonna do it.
My next batch of roses are coming from comments on the live that we just did. What was it, last week? Thanks for watching. Dapper G6 says Ken gets the W for having Rabbit Hole in his top 5 TV shows. Wish they or Ken would have discussed that more since he was the only one with it in his top 5. It is in my top 5 right now so far.
I haven't watched it.
I have. That's Jack Bauer.
Kiefer Sutherland.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Kiefer
straight.
Sutherland.
I'm so straight.
Name. They are Patreon and directors tier. Ken did a solo review on it. So if they wanted more details,
Come on with the facts, John. Come on. All right.
Yeah,
So
it's definitely not for everybody. So yeah,
yeah.
I don't.
I
blame
like
you
Kiefer
for not
Sutherland. I
watching.
think he's an amazing actor.
Yeah.
I want to watch it.
Yeah.
He is.
Kiefer Sutherland?
Jack Bauer.
He's excellent.
I
Yeah,
feel
you
like-
could even you could take Jack Bauer out of it, even though he will always be Jack
I
Bauer.
only
to
know
me.
him.
Always,
I only
bro.
know him as Jack Bauer and the racist dude from A Time to Kill. That's it.
And he was Lost Boys. He's a great actor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
I'm
First
so
Forrest Whitaker,
offended
now Jack Bauer.
with you calling
Jack.
Idris Elba the black Jack Bauer.
That's what they said.
Bro,
They said that's what that show is like. They said it's
Why is that
Hijack. You know,
wrong?
you've heard of the show Hijack.
It's not even
It's on
close.
Apple TV Plus. They said it's the Black 24.
it's
Oh,
not
you're just saying it
even
in reference
close.
to the show,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
in reference to him as an actor.
No, no, no,
period.
no, no, no.
Oh, I thought it was
Oh
a
my
general statement.
God.
I don't know about this show.
Yeah, it's on
It's,
Apple.
it's yeah. I'm
It's
into
good,
the
yeah.
show, but
I
Jesus
think
Christ,
acting-wise, they right neck and neck.
You don't like Idris like that?
it's the premise of the show for me. That's what I was talking about.
He was good in Beast of No Nation. I liked him in that.
What? Keep going.
So yeah, the Prodigy 6. If you become a patron, you can see Ken's more in-depth review of that. My next one is going to Wolfgang Esquire. He says Nick had Mike so stressed. Nick had the best list though, as per usual. Good troll there, Wolfgang. Thanks.
We don't know if that's a troll or not. You ain't gotta
Definitely a
say it
troll.
like that.
That is a troll.
I told you my list be for the streets.
What street?
It was
The
for
streets was
them.
actually fucking with his list in this Reddit thread. Like they thought it was hilarious.
They thought it was funny. They didn't think it was good.
Yeah, touche.
They clowning you, Nick.
Yeah, KG22 says
Streets
Nick
saying
was,
ain't no love in the streets.
There ain't no love in the streets, bro.
they was here for it. KG says Nick was hilarious with his #1 movie and having Miss Pat show in his top 5. Yeah, that Miss Pat shit.
Miss, hey, y'all slipping if you ain't watched Miss. But you ain't seen it, have you?
Ain't nobody watching.
I wonder if you've seen it the way you put your list together.
Nah, it's a great show.
I never even heard of it. Miss
It's
Pat.
yeah, she's a comedian.
Isn't that the person from the Saturday Night Live thing?
No,
No, that's that movie. I know
Way
that,
more
that
ratchet
movie
than
is.
that, no.
You see that movie? The
No,
one
it was
the
a,
Saturday.
I thought it was a skit.
It was, but they made it into a movie.
Oh, they couldn't do that now.
Oh yeah, hell no. Damn, now I think about it, you could never do that.
That whole network would get shut down.
You heard of that movie? You ain't seen that movie?
What
Which
movie
one
are we
you
talking
talking
We
about?
gonna watch it one day as a review.
Which movie are you
I'm
talking
not watching
about?
that. Pat was a SNL
Oh,
skit.
oh,
Remember
that Pat.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
that's what I thought
What's
you
the
were
name of
talking
the movie though?
I don't know.
I think it's called Pat.
Pat.
Oh, it's
I think
called
so.
Pat.
Yeah.
I'm not watching that. And I'm definitely not.
Yeah,
reviewing
that is definitely
see
problematic
that?
these days.
No, absolutely. I don't even know
Oh,
who
you
y'all
will-
talking
kid,
about.
You will die
I don't know
laughing
either.
at it.
I don't even know what you can refer to that person as. But it
They
was
couldn't
They're
Nobody-
trans, I guess.
But what were they? Because they never said.
They never said.
Non-binary, at least.
They never said that either.
Yeah.
That was the
joke.
funny
Yeah.
part of the thing. I didn't think it was funny. The
Oh, I know who you.
air
I know
quotes.
what y'all
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
I know what y'all talking.
It was always like, oh, is Pat male or female?
about. Yeah, I know. What
Yeah,
you're
y'all
talking
couldn't do
about.
that shit today.
Hell nah. I watched that as a kid. I was like, how the fuck?
I didn't think it was funny as a kid. I was like, why are
do
y'all
this
laughing
shit?
at this shit? the fuck?
Anyway.
Where's Eddie Murphy at?
And then the
Turn
dude
this shit
and then
off.
the dude was obsessive
probably-
with him because he
I don't
was
even
trying
remember.
to find out what he was.
I don't even remember.
Eddie probably hitting on.
At any rate, thanks for your comment. I don't know what he said, but we're going to keep right on past it because I could tell by the way he laughed it was fucked up. Thanks, guys, for your commentary. Please keep your comments coming, and maybe you'll get a rose on the next episode.
He trying to find out his cat.
Mike looks so disgusted.
Y'all are wrong, man. Y'all are wrong as fuck.
Oh shit.
Let's get on with
Oh, Eddie. Jeez.
this. Nay,
Yeah.
as a Virgo, did you connect with this? Was this relatable?
I don't think this was meant to connect with Virgos. I don't think it was meant to connect with Virgos. All in all, I really wished I enjoyed it more than I did. I feel like there was something that was trying to be said. I just think that all the weirdness made it go over my head.
Did you laugh at any of the weirdness?
I don't think I did.
Not even at the hood nigga.
The what?
The hood nigga that was jumping up to punch him.
Oh, he was hilarious.
Which with the hood? Oh,
He
oh,
was in the car. Yeah.
oh, from Lower Bonos or whatever he was. No, I don't think I did.
Oh no, he was funny.
You fuck with this ride?
No, I'm lying. I did laugh whenever the big nigga slapped people. I thought that was hilarious.
Oh, when he slapped him.
When he would be slapping people, yeah. I don't know why I thought.
When
it
he
was funny
slapped him, like, that shit was
watching him
funny.
slap them Ken dolls. I don't know. Yeah.
You like this ride?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I'm a fan of.
Boots.
I don't think I'm a fan of him, man. Like I love that he puts the social commentary in there. I love his messaging in his stories, but I just think the way he directs, I'm not a big fan of it. I wish I was. It's kind of like Nate said. I wish I was, but I'm just not. Like I'm just not. It hits at certain points. Same thing with
Sorry to
bother you. Like I like some of it, but some of it just it's a little too much for me. A little too much for me. So yeah. But like I said on Sorry to Bother You, I don't want him to change. You know what I'm saying? I love that he does it. You know, it's just not. It's just I don't prefer it.
Gotcha.
You know, but the commentary he needs to keep that coming because he does a really good job at that. Really gives a good job at like breaking things down, like layman's almost. You know what I'm saying? So I really like how he does that. So shouts out to him for that. But yeah, it's just a little too over the top for me sometimes.
Gotcha. Over top for you too, Ken?
Initially, I wasn't episodes 1 through 3, I think, but right around 4 to the end, I started to kind of settle in, and I think he definitely brought it home for me. Yeah. So.
What about you, Mike?
And I hate that I didn't like this. I really want. I was trying to tell myself I was liking this. Me too. You know, because I unlike Rod, I am a fan of Bruce Riley. I loved Sorry to Bother You. This one, it just never connected for me at any point. And I was just like, fuck this sucks, man. I really wanted to be able to come here and be like, oh man, Boots 2 for 2, but I didn't dig this.
Content wise either, like social commentary, none of that?
No, not really, because I think it was a bit too on the nose for me.
Oh, okay.
So it didn't really do that much for me. But I mean, like you said, I'm glad he exists.
Yeah.
I don't want him to change. I like that we have this type of filmmaker out here that's really creative. Because this was very creative.
Yeah.
It just wasn't for me. So since it makes sense that Ken was the one that liked it the most, because it's like a weird comic book story, but it just didn't connect for me that way.
I was gonna like it because of the blackness in it, in the social commentary. But I don't know what this is.
What?
Like watching this show, I was like, I get it. I know what you're trying to say, and it's like you mentioned, it's a creative way of saying it.
Yeah.
But I was exhausted trying to get through this.
Yeah, me
bro.
too.
I was like, let's just get to it, bro. Like, I don't care about this white man and his super. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care about, certain things, like the modeling part of it. Like, I know there was a message with that, but it was just kind of like, it kind of went too long with it. It was just like, this should have been 4 episodes. Like, let's just cut to the chase.
I was more interested in Flora's story than I was. What's the big boy's name? Cootie. I was more interested in Flora than I was Cootie.
She was interesting, because it was kind of like she was like the Flash in this universe, but like you're seeing how hard it is to be the Flash. Like how if you're that much more advanced than more people as far as time and all that shit.
I think they were trying to say that it was because she was so smart that she moved that fast, right? Didn't they make that point?
Was that more about
like she had to slow her brain down to even communicate with people?
Yeah,
was that about being a black woman?
She
Though?
did say that,
So yeah, that's what I took it as. Like basically, like I didn't necessarily know that it was the cause of it was because she was so smart, but just basically that she moved faster. She computed and just understood things and physically moves faster than the rest of the world. And in order to assimilate and be able to communicate with her parents initially, she had to slow her brain down. And so, yeah, I guess I felt that was like a commentary on black women. Like, we have to take care of everything and we're moving so fast that we have to literally dumb ourselves down in order to maneuver and be successful.
That was the on the nose stuff that I thought was a bit, but it was cool. It was just like, all right, I get it now. What else?
And see, I like the on the nose because I like when people can simplify things. Y'all know that's how I am for the most part, because I'm so used to being super detailed that I like when people can. I appreciate people that can like simplify things, because sometimes I can't. Like, I'm so detailed, so I have to really put forth effort to dumb things down sometimes. Like, so like I like when people can just say things very simply.
For the record, I definitely wasn't trying to say he was dumbing it down. I don't think it was just a matter of some of those things was like, once I got the point, I didn't care anymore.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
He kept going back to it. That's what I was saying. He kept
Right.
going back.
It was like he was drilling it in, but it was
Especially
like,
with
bro, I already
Jones.
got it.
Yeah.
You know?
With Jones's character, that was their whole character.
That was the main one.
But that was the
Like,
character development,
Who
though.
was
the
Jones was the kind of skinnier friend, the one that
neck
could,
tattoo.
the one that could make you like understand things really well. So every time she used her powers, it was a big monologue. You know, it was a cool idea, but again, it was like, all right, well, I think I already get it. So,
And I don't know how I felt about how
But she only did it a couple times, though.
yeah, she only had to do it once.
she had to do it with the white man at the end of it. It was like, was this a message about this is how black people educate white people?
have to like break it down in the simplest of terms for racist white people to actually understand what we're trying to say. Again, I don't think it's yeah.
The series starts off with us seeing a big ass black baby being held by a normal sized black woman.
That shit was funny as fuck.
But that shit threw me off because I didn't know that's what this was. I didn't know it was going to be this type of show. I
You
was
hadn't
like,
seen any of the trailers?
no, y'all
Me
know
either.
that, yeah.
So
I
you
was
just
like,
literally just press
I hadn't
play.
either.
I just jumped
Oh.
straight into it. I didn't even realize it was Boots Riley at first, so I was just like, wait, what is happening here? Oh, this is this type of show? So yeah, it threw me
I can
off.
understand
So
why
is
you
that a
would
good
try.
thing or is that a bad thing with you? Initially.
Probably initially bad, like because I it threw me off. I was like, wait, oh, it's this type of show? Because when I see that actor, I'm not thinking it's gonna be in this type of role.
Which
you know what I'm
actor?
saying? The one that played
The
Cootie.
main guy? Oh.
Yeah, because I really liked him in
Jharrel?
because he's really good
Gerald,
actually.
yeah.
Gerald?
No, he's talented. Like I liked
he's
him in
excellent.
He won an Emmy, didn't he? Yeah, for When They See Us.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, When They See Us, I really liked him in that. So
He was in Moonlight too.
yeah, he was good in that as well. I didn't really like him in this like that.
Oh, I thought he was excellent.
Yeah, I didn't really like him like that.
He plays the awkward
Yes.
like role very well.
Yes, awkward,
He-
confused. He does that beautifully.
He played it well, but I don't know. I just didn't want to see him like that for some reason. I don't know.
Oh,
It
I
just-
think they
it
picked
just
the perfect guy for
Yeah,
this.
I didn't particularly care for it.
What did you think of Cootie name?
I'm like torn between the two. Like, I do think he did awkward very, very well. And I would imagine someone growing up in the situation that he did would be real uncomfortable and awkward, even in their movements. I just think maybe he did it so well that it made me awkward watching him. Like, it felt
Yeah, that's what it
uncomfortable.
was. It
Like,
was more
I'm like,
me.
nigga, straighten you outside, straighten your back. Like, I don't know. It's just, I just couldn't. It's almost like he did it so well that it made me feel awkward.
You felt the same, Ken?
Yeah, I think he sold the character really well, and even throughout, except towards the latter part of it, like it still took him a while to kind of adjust to people because he had been so isolated for so long. So it took him a minute to get there, but I think towards the end, you kind of see him kind of assume that leadership role and be more assertive and kind of settle in. But yeah, I think he did a good job.
Yeah, I like the job he did. I'm still going through my head, Mike, and I was going to ask you this about his parents, Mike Epps, and what's the?
That's his aunt and uncle.
Yeah, well, the people who raised
Acting
him.
parents.
Yeah,
Did they ever say what happened to his parents?
I think his mom must have died giving birth to him.
Yeah,
That's what I'm assuming.
that's a big baby, bro. That was the first thing that I wanted to know.
I mean, it's
So where'd the daddy go? He just said, well, fuck this. I ain't built this way.
They never mentioned the daddy, right?
Ain't no damn baby.
That's
I would be damned if I pushed that big ass infant out of my twat and then
I-
this nigga leave because no.
I thought this was also another commentary about black women like dying in the hospital, like giving birth and stuff like that.
I'm not saying that that's not what happened. I just don't remember them saying what happened.
I don't either.
Yeah, I didn't even know how they were related. I thought she just literally like picked this baby up and said, "All right, let's go."
No, I think they said that's his.
Yeah, but when Mike Epps said like, "Look, my sister didn't."
Yeah.
When he was talking about it, I was like, "Okay, so that's his uncle." That's just.
But he didn't make it
His wife.
sound like she was dead. He just said, my sister. Did he say? Oh, I don't remember, actually. You might be right.
I think
Nick.
they just referred to that being his sister's baby, but I don't remember them saying anything about
Well,
what happened.
He
to her.
said
this is
my
me-
sister something, but I can't remember if he said is or was. So I
Yeah.
can't remember if
he said
referred to
was,
her.
and she's probably dead.
Right.
But I assume she was dead because of like it was obviously the baby, his blood covered into it, but it was like I don't know.
Unless she's big as hell too.
That's what I was
Nah.
wondering. She
A
could
giant.
be.
Yeah.
She could be a giant as well.
Oh no, Mike.
Take that out. You take that out. You're not doing that. To Elizabeth, you're not doing that.
But my thing was we don't get
Melissa, that's her name, Melissa.
we don't get any reference to the mama. So I was assuming he was the only big person ever that they had.
No.
Who? The world?
They said that they had killed the other
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, you didn't. Yeah,
Yeah, but it was like every era has one. I thought he was
Right.
the first of his era. Like,
Oh.
you know what I'm
I
saying?
made it seem like they happen not that often, but they do happen, and whenever they happen, they end up killing them.
Well, then if
and then mom may be one that she just may be hidden away.
Where you gonna hide her big ass?
I don't know, but
They hit his big
Yeah,
ass.
that's true. They did.
I don't know how they got all that money
I
to
don't think
build
the
that
mama
shit.
is a
They bobbed the
giant.
builder the fuck out of that.
stealing.
Where you get that big ass couch?
See, that's what I was trying to figure out too. And I mean, I guess that's one of those things about Boots is like he does leave shit out that he doesn't think is important. Because I think we weren't supposed to really focus on how did they get money, how did they learn how to build houses, how did they do all that shit. Because that's what I was doing at first too. I was like, this doesn't make any sense. How did they just build this big ass house for this big ass giant? But I guess it wasn't like that's not supposed to be the important part of the story.
Yeah, I just went along with it because I was
Right.
like, oh, he's just a handyman. Okay.
Yeah, I was just thinking like I didn't know they had that much land in Oakland. I was like, that's a lot of land for you to have your already house, and then you build a big ass house in the backyard. Like they must be really rich.
Oh.
I don't think they were rich at
I didn't
all.
get that impression at all.
But again, I think you're just supposed to just go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like in comics, I guess.
What was the house on the stilts? Did they ever explain that?
No, I'm confused about
The
that
one who
too.
gave him the empanadas.
No,
One of the-
No, it was
that's
a
not what
house
they-
that
he kept looking at it.
He kept looking
Yeah,
at
that's
it.
what the dude was at, right?
I
What
thought the dude in the empanadas lived in that house
He-
because that's
remember
why he
he-
said he could see him. I can see you from my house.
Oh.
And then when he went up, he was after he gave him the empanadas, he
yeah,
waved
he's waving
at him.
But why did he have a house that set up that high? I don't
You
understand.
gotta ask Boots.
Maybe we will figure that out second season.
I was
Yeah.
waiting for them to explain that. I'm with you.
I was too. I didn't get it.
I was like, why did they never explain that? Because he kept there's so much emphasis on it.
Yeah, there was like one scene where he was like lingering looking
Yeah.
at it. And I was like, okay, what are we supposed to take
And they
from
never
this?
came back around to it.
This is Booz Riley.
Yeah, it is. So sometimes
That
you
is
gotta
not
just
a
run with his
sufficient
shit.
explanation, but okay.
Hmm?
That's not a sufficient explanation.
That it's just Boots. I mean, but why not? It's like if you watch a David Lynch film, you just say, oh, that's just David Lynch. Or if you
I
watch
don't say that.
Or if
Because
it's
you probably
Tyler
never seen any
Perry.
of his movies.
With the Blue Velvet shit that you had me watching, I don't say that. I was like, the fuck is this?
But, you can say it for Tyler Perry. Oh, that's a Tyler Perry movie. You know what I'm saying? Some shit that happened in there.
Did you see her face?
You know, you see some shit in there, you be like, oh yeah, that's how Tyler Perry get down.
Okay.
You lucky she ain't got superpowers. That face she just gave you, that'd have been a Green Lantern fist right to the front of your forehead.
So Dave, what did you think about the premise of this show?
Damn.
You was hoping it was gonna be about Virgos, wasn't
Shit, almost. No, it's like a nigga Gulliver's Travels is what I still took from it. Like you got this dude who's trying to go and explore the world and trying to figure out what he's missing out on as a giant who's been cooped up in the house. And now you see what I guess the way society will handle a giant ass black man.
he? Yeah, it reminded me of the Iron Giant a little bit.
Mm.
You and your animation references, bro, I swear, bro.
But
It's- I mean, they
take out the
teach
robot,
lessons.
put a black
they
man
teach
in it.
lessons.
Never seen it, but I suppose.
Oh, you never seen Iron Giant? Oh man, it's a great animation film though, for real. It's pretty good actually.
But Rod, you think this whole premise does a good job of delivering the message of like how black men are viewed once they're born into this world?
Yeah, I thought it did a pretty decent job with that. Like I said, I like his messaging and things like that. It's just the direction, man. I just get kind of, it just be a little too much for me, man. But regarding the parents, because you asked about, the uncle and aunt, though, I didn't really care for
Mike Epps?
Mike Epps' performance.
Damn.
Yeah, I was wondering about that because I don't think he was supposed to really have like a prominent role in it.
Yeah.
You know, because I was like, because it felt like he was. They definitely like he was pulled back. It was just like you're just gonna play this synthesizer or keyboard or whatever, sing these songs and that's it. But you're not gonna be like the guy. And when you see Mike Epps, you like, oh man, I can't wait to see what Mike Epps doing here.
Yeah.
But it didn't really happen.
It even sounded like he was messing up some of his lines, and he just kept it like in
It
moments.
just felt awkward for him to be in this.
Yeah, he probably improv. Some
He definitely
stuff, yeah.
improv. He definitely did, and you could tell it was very clear that he did. But he doesn't do improvisation. Am I saying that right? Improvisation that well. I think he did in like the Fridays and stuff, but it seemed like he's trying to continue down that path, and I think the older he gets, it's not as good as it used to be.
He ain't as quick.
Yeah, he's not as quick as he
Not
used
as
to be.
witty.
You're like, you a bit motherfucker.
Some of them hit, some of them didn't.
I
Yeah,
like when he was talking about
earlier,
like,
yeah.
you know, I gotta put when I gotta break your shit down.
Yeah,
with
the plunge when you take a shit, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's what I said. Some of them hit, some of them didn't for me.
Yeah.
It did feel like he was like trying to fill out the character as they were recording it, and maybe they got it in certain spots. I don't know, but I like their family dynamic, but at the same time, I wanted to know more about them. Like, how were they this smart to build all this shit? Did they used to work for them? I don't know. I wanted to know just more about why they decided to raise Cootie the way they did, and what were they really trying to instill in him to fight back against.
But I like how, to a certain degree, they did it because, you know, it didn't seem like they had this big role. They were just kind of there, but in very comic bookish like fashion, you find out later on that they're more, you know, involved than you suspected. Like they've been making these plans and planning for this moment, you know, this whole time because they knew it was going to happen. They kind of told you a little bit of that in the beginning with the guns, but you didn't know what it was there for. And then you find out, oh, this dude's been doing this whole thing, you know, this whole time he's been born. Now he's, you know, engineering wasn't that good because the gloves thing.
They broke 3 times.
He said after 3 punches, these things broke apart.
He's like, what about these goggles? He's like, I made that before the iPhone.
I was gonna say, I guess to your point, Ken, about it feeling like a comic book. Yeah, I felt like it needed more time to flush. Like I felt like maybe if there's if I had a second season or I had more to watch, like some of this would get flushed out. So it felt very, like all the storylines felt very abrupt.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I just kind of, because it was Boots, you know, I just kind of went along with it and kind of gave him a pass for that because he's just weird.
Yeah.
So what would a Boots black comic book superhero thing look like?
It'd be this.
Yeah, that was basically what I was going to say. I don't think he's going to flesh anything out. I think this is what you're going to get. He's not, I don't think, I mean, he's only had one other thing that he's made, but just basing it off of this and Sorry to Bother You, I don't think he's that type of director where he's going to bother to go back and, it seems like he's focusing on the things that he thinks we're supposed to put. Whoa.
He's not gonna bother.
Is that a spider?
You said it.
What's wrong? No, it was a piece of fuzz from my shorts.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was
And when
like,
I
is
did
that
this,
a
it
little
flew off my
daddy
hand,
long,
that's
like
all.
a spider. Sorry.
I don't even know what I was saying.
You talking about bother?
Oh, bother.
Can't stand y'all motherfuckers. That's why y'all can't come to my wedding.
Yeah, you were saying about the his directing style. He ain't gonna explain shit.
Yeah, he's not going to explain anything. I think he puts focus on the things that he thinks we're supposed to actually be focusing on. And I think the fact that we didn't get to see why they were so smart, I think that's just him saying, well, black people are just smart like that. We just don't give them the credit for it. We don't pay attention.
Black inventors and stuff like that. Yeah,
they get ignored. They get dismissed. And I'm sure there's plenty of extremely intelligent black folks that live in the hood, but you know, they don't get any recognition.
That's true.
And I think that they were supposed to be sheltering him because that's how people do young black men. They shelter them because they don't want them to go outside and have to deal with cops and, you know, institutional racism and whatever else.
Until they're 21. That's what.
Well, until they can make their own decision to leave and go deal with whatever they got to deal with. But that is one thing that I do think was really smart about this, because the entire show, literally up until the last episode, I was like, why the fuck is this even called I'm a Virgo? You didn't explore it at all. And then it clicks. It's like, because it's not important. It's not important. Like, when you see, even though people don't, if people didn't know Rod, they see a big, tall black dude walking down the street, they're not going to think, oh, I wonder what his astrological sign is. They're going to be like, oh, how many crimes has he committed? You know what I'm saying? How many women has he beat up? This is white people I'm talking about, not, you know.
Oh.
They don't think about it that way. They just look at tall black dudes and just be like, oh, he's
dangerous.
He's dangerous, he's violent, he's scary. Which at the end of this show, they kind of flip that on its head. But I think that that's actually pretty genius, the fact that he did call this I'm a Virgo. And it's only mentioned one time in the entire show. Like, he says it to somebody. I forget who.
He says at the end, yeah.
Well, in the title cards, but I mean, he actually says it to somebody, but it was
yeah.
completely dismissed immediately.
Yeah, and and I think they were very clear in the beginning. It was like, yeah, you're going to be the villain. At some point, they're going to turn you into the villain. And it came right around.
The second they saw him, they were like, oh, yeah, you're the bad guy. He's a sweet, innocent kid. But the second they saw him,
Twomp
big
monster.
black guy, he's a twomp monster, which I don't know what that means.
Was that supposed to be trap and swamp mixed together?
Oh, is that what it is?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, that's the only way that makes sense.
A trap and swamp combined, so it's the twomp?
So it actually was called Twomp.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Twomp.
what it's in the
T-shirts and
subtitles.
everything, Twomp monster.
Yeah.
I didn't read any interviews to see him say anything about it, but
Yeah.
but I don't know.
It's because
Again,
he had that he was camouflaged in like that
The
green
greenery.
foliage. Yeah.
Right. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think you might be right then,
Yeah.
Nick. It might be the trap and the swamp.
Yeah.
That's the only way that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So I just looked it up, and that's not a real word. So, oh, wait. Urban Dictionary. Hold on.
It was just added after this show.
No, it says a sack of weed that costs $20.
He did look like a big ass. Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
his
Yeah,
old
the
boy was gonna
foliage.
pee on him.
And they was smoking.
Yes.
So it could be
Twomp
that,
monster.
yeah.
Someone who is a twat and a tramp.
I like that one.
All right, let's
A
move
pussy
on.
and a hoe.
Right.
Kid, what do you think
Use
about?
that. You old twomp.
It's a random question to ask. Kid, what did you think about Cootie's friends, Scat, Felix, and Jones?
I liked them, and what I liked the most about what he did is that they just fully accepted him off rip, and as big as he was and stuff like that, they were like, "All right, we cool." And he kind of added to them, like he made that ragged ass car cool when he was running around, really just not really doing anything. But you know, I thought that was dope. I thought that was dope. It was full on acceptance.
Nate, did you fuck with the Scat storyline?
Scat storyline.
one
Oh,
that
when he
died,
died. I actually did. And I like that his little ghost would appear like throughout the season, like when they did some shit after he was dead. And now I will say that messaging was very on the nose with the whole insurance thing and the hospital turning them away and all that kind of stuff. But no, I don't know why I even fucked with the way he died. I don't know. Yeah, I liked it.
You fucked with it too, Rod?
It was fine. It was fine.
I was sad when he died.
Yeah, I couldn't believe they actually killed him though. Yeah, I was a little shocked why they actually killed him. But I think that was necessary at the same time. I didn't really care about the ghosts lingering around though afterwards. Why did you like that?
I don't know. It just gave the show some heart.
Huh. Gotcha.
It was weird because it seemed like it really just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
He was just riding a bike, fell down. It was weird him riding a bike in the store and everything. He just died, went to the hospital, blah blah blah.
Shit happened like
Yeah, it does.
Was that supposed to be like when he was in the air for a dumb long time and he was just doing
That's what I'm
something?
saying. I don't know why, but I fuck with how he died like that. Like the way he was just jumping, doing his little thing and fell on some trash and got stabbed.
Yep. Dropped his phone.
Yeah.
Couldn't remember the number to call anybody.
No one remembers numbers no more.
Yeah,
That's
that
the
was.
crazy
I knew that
thing.
was gonna happen though, but I do like the storytelling here though. How they kind of went back and forth. Like because something like back and forth in the same time. Like this is what Cootie was doing around the same time. That he got.
He was.
I love when people tell stories, be able to tell like on the same timeline of like this is from their perspective around that time. So yeah, I really like that type of storytelling.
I could have so done without them sex scenes between him and that
I'm
girl.
with you.
What
that
you
shit
say?
was
What
tight.
The sex scenes with that whole sex scene with him and Flora. I could have done.
It went on for
all
too
of that.
long, but at first it was like, okay, this is creative, but
You stupid as hell.
it was creative until they kept going back to it. I'm like, bro, we get it. They having fun.
But before that, I like the women that was outside. It's like, what? You see that dick though?
I was thinking it. I wasn't. I was liking
he
it.
was about to pull it out. I was like, damn, nigga. Like,
I was like, finally, something interesting.
Yo,
I
but
like
you know
it.
somebody would act. I mean, that's what somebody would think though.
Yeah.
right? Like I was getting weak before when he pulled his pants. That floor was like,
That's not gonna fly. That's not gonna fly.
We go.
Yeah, it was a yeah.
I didn't need him jumping up with a glazed donut all over his face. I just didn't
Yeah, that's
need
what I'm
all of
saying.
that.
That was where it was
I
like-
just didn't need it.
He was eating her out and shit.
I don't remember.
You remember that?
You don't remember that?
I
I,
was
legit
probably,
fell
like-
asleep and woke up and he popped up and I was like, oh God.
You don't remember that? It was like, oh, like all
all
of his
Remember
face.
that. Was she doing it all fast or whatever?
No, wait,
Not
no,
that
no,
time.
no, no.
Not that time.
He was.
wasn't.
They
He
literally
picked her
showed him holding
I remember
her.
that part, but I just don't remember seeing his face.
Yeah, the
I might have
whole
looked
scene
away.
after that when they was talking like normal, I'm like, nigga, wipe your face.
He a dirty nigga though.
He what?
He a dirty nigga though.
Apparently.
Because he got the juice on his face?
No, because he's don't wash himself.
Oh, that's right. She was like, you need to take a shower. I do remember that.
Oh yeah, he said I
did
take
say
showers every now
Once a
and then.
week.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
nasty. You too big
is
for that.
nasty.
She said, I like playing with your balls. I don't want to
I don't
smell
want to
it.
smell him from here.
You too big for that.
And he was farting on her and shit.
He was just.
I
Trying to
did
get
think
her
it
out.
was creative because I was wondering.
I think he just did that to try to make her leave.
With that fart?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he just did it because he's nasty.
Oh, I thought he was
Yeah.
trying because this happened right after he got annoyed with the lip smacking thing.
That was, man, I was like, man, I'm with you. That shit drives me fucking nuts.
Oh, people
Somebody
actually do
smacks
that?
their
When they
lips.
smack or they eat with their mouth open. Oh, that's one thing that I will get angry and violent about.
Yeah, but I did think the
Angry
sex
and
scene was
violent?
creative though.
You
Y'all
thought
didn't
it
think
was
the sex scene?
creative?
I thought it was.
I thought-
I'm with you. I thought it was cool.
I thought
I thought it was
cool.
creative as
Yeah,
hell.
I thought
Like,
it was cool.
It ran on for a long time, but I was like, how the fuck they gonna? How they gonna do this? Like, I really was curious how they were gonna make this make sense.
I liked how she thought of that too, because she had a whole playbook. She was like, there's a lot of shit that can go right, there's a lot of shit that can go wrong. We have a good
I thought it
time.
was real creative because they made it work. I was like, oh shit, they made it work.
What did y'all think about Flora anyway, in general?
I like her. I don't know where she's from, but I liked her.
She's Denzel's daughter.
Is
I can
she?
tell by the teeth.
Yeah.
You know
That
what?
makes
I
sense.
look too. That she
Yeah.
looks like a female John Washington.
Yeah, she's Denzel's
Yeah.
daughter.
Interesting.
Damn. Go ahead, Washington fan. I like
But
that
damn.
queen. Y'all better do the thing.
I did not know that.
She was actually one of the best parts.
Yeah, she was
the best
good.
part of this.
She
That
was
makes
good.
it makes
It's in her
sense. She does look
DNA.
like him.
They take their shit seriously.
Yeah,
In
she
her
was good.
DNA. I'm proud of that. Good. Go
Denzel
ahead, Flora.
T.
Yeah, I was more interested in Flora's storyline than I was Cootie's, to be quite honest. I thought she was interesting and endearing,
Yeah.
and like I like the fact I get bored easy. Like that shit was funny to me. Like as big as your ass is, like you gonna have to keep me entertained. I liked it. I was here for it. Gone girl.
Hey, I was getting weak when he was like, you go as fast as you want. She was like, for real? That motherfucker went like a jackrabbit on that nigga.
On his arm.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Mike, what did you think about the hero? The white man?
It was cool.
Be honest.
It was cool. It was.
Was it?
I think that those pieces need to be there
Okay.
for people that may not know how the ins and outs of capitalism combined with police work. You know, the fact that they made a point to show that he only shows up to protect like rich property and whatever. Yeah, people need to see that because I'm sure a lot of people don't think about stuff like that. But not that I'm enlightened or anything, you know, pretentious like that. But for me, it was just like, okay, I get it. Like the second they showed him, it was like, oh, he used to be just like a comic book writer. Now he thinks he's a hero because he has all this money and he has some attention. I think he was trying to make some kind of like parallels to Elon Musk, but also to police. It was fine. It was fine.
He said, "Look out!" and wow, knocked his ass out.
Shaw did.
I like when he was trying to kick him and his mama hit him with the car. She was like, "Run, nigga!" What'd you think of the white man, Rod?
No, I'm with Mike. I thought he was interesting for those same reasons. So yeah. I was still trying to figure out how he was able to go like wherever he wanted to go in that building. I know he like. Yeah, can somebody explain that?
Which building?
He kept on saying go up and down.
Could go up
Oh,
and down.
that was his privilege. Like you
Yeah.
make the world move for
Move to
you.
him.
You
Yeah,
don't move
okay.
for anybody.
That's what I
else.
thought. Okay. I just want to make sure.
Get that until then. I just thought he had a creative ass elevator where he didn't have to move.
Right.
See, so he made the show for you. Because your ass.
Well, then explain to me the modeling career thing.
That was him falling into capitalism. He was doing things to make money, but he was exploiting himself.
Yeah, that picture with what was it, the billboard of him in the bed.
But remember, like that's. I thought that was actually a pretty interesting point. Which again, I really wish I liked this show more. But it started off fairly innocent, of him just doing a couple of random poses. But then it was like, oh no, act like you're gonna slap this woman.
Yeah.
And then after that, oh, get in the bed and take all your clothes off and look sexy or whatever. It was like they were running the gamut of all the different ways they try to exploit black men to make money. At least that's how I took it.
Agreed.
Oh yeah, the rash.
Yeah,
I couldn't take it.
That was disgusting.
Was that what was at the
cannot
end?
take
The rash, like is it killing him? Like
There was like something moving inside of him.
Moving inside,
I
yeah.
thought that was supposed to be tied to to capitalism too, but I just didn't understand why it got worse at the end. It seems like it was just started healing itself up. So I'm not really exactly sure.
because I
Did
remember
it come
a piece
from
of it.
clothing?
It came from the clothing, I
That he was,
think.
but yeah, that's why I thought it
Something
was
was
tied to
wearing.
him falling into capitalism.
Yeah.
But once that was over, it seemed like it should have stopped or gotten better, but it seemed like it got worse.
Yeah.
So I'm not, and then,
Unless
like I
it's
said,
a
it was
situation where capitalism is like a cancer or something, and it's like you
Maybe that's it.
succumb even more.
Because he
and
was
more to
changing
it.
I
towards the
bet
second
that's
half
it.
of the
Yeah,
show, right?
I couldn't take it. Whatever. When that bitch licked it, I said, ugh.
oh, that was tight. That's how you got.
didn't-
That's how you know you got a down ass girl.
I knew
boy.
she
You know
loved
what I'm
him.
saying?
Nah, I knew she
So
loved him.
I can
I had to go. I was like, I ain't trying to see
scabies
that.
on my tongue.
Yeah.
I'm so straight.
I got scabies. We got scabies, baby.
Yeah, that's some of it was like slopping out of him.
You wouldn't lick the slop off your girl.
She got to be bad. She got to be bad.
That looked like herpes.
I'm trying to tell you.
Look at Mike.
That shit was tight.
You nasty. You a nasty nigga.
Yeah.
Rob, what did you
Like,
think?
ain't nothing wrong with little herpes.
No. Fine. Ain't no big deal. Shit. Everything, 1 in 3 people. That's not that big of a deal.
Everybody got herpes.
Right.
Rob, what were your thoughts on the lower bottom people?
That nigga had shingles.
Oh, stupid. He did. Was that herpes zoster?
Zoster.
Ain't that extreme chicken pox?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know anybody who's ever had shingles? I don't wish it on
It's
no.
painful.
I heard it's like
No.
needles and shit in your
Yes.
back.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah. It's really painful.
No, I like the one character. Lord, why you like
The gangster
I
guy.
have a story with shingles another time.
Ew.
How did they get little?
I don't know. That's
don't
what I
know.
could. Yeah, I don't know.
The government shrunk them. He said that.
Well, he did say
He
it.
said
I
they.
didn't
He
believe
said
him,
they
though.
shrunk. Why would he lie about
I don't know.
How about- we,
Boots, man.
we didn't see it happen, did we? I was making
No,
sure.
we don't
We
see
didn't
it, but he
necessarily
says
need
it.
to
I
He
thought it was
said the
because of the
government
burgers.
shrunk
I thought it was gonna say
Huh?
because of the burgers. The burgers changed into a little
No,
nigga.
because everybody else was eating burgers. They weren't shrunk. He
Yeah.
said that they shrunk them. But I think they were supposed to just represent the people that get ignored and forgotten.
I thought it was gentrification. How they
Yeah,
display
yeah,
shit.
that's
and
what
Well,
shit.
then
I was gonna
also
say.
the name
be.
Death by a Thousand Cuts. So all these little things that be taken that seem inconsequential is actually killing people that are on the bottom of the totem pole. Well, I shouldn't say that. I forgot. You
Well, no,
can't
that's
say that.
true.
But you can't say totem pole, right?
Why?
I thought that was.
Oh, was that a Native American thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I thought so. Well, bottom.
I don't.
Yeah, it
And,
makes.
and the names is the lower bottoms.
Yeah, but no, I'm with you on the capitalism. Not capitalism, but gentrification part, because that's basically what you are doing. You're shrinking these neighborhoods to basically non-existent. You know what I'm saying?
But why was it only them?
Because it's the lower bottom, so it's just like this is an area where
Got it.
you're going to gentrify.
Got it.
So
That makes
yeah,
sense.
so they did a literal shrinking of the people.
That totally
To
makes
take
sense.
over their to take over that area.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
I like how he was still riding around talking about the barbecue though.
He was like, "You still owe me."
And then also he was just like, now they got us living out like a little matchbox or something like that. So yeah, it's the same thing that happens in
That's exactly what
gentrification.
it
You
is.
move them
Yep.
out, and now they
Yep.
got to live in. So yeah, that's why I said I really like his storytelling. I just don't,
It don't make me like this show no more. Though.
huh?
I said I like these points, and I'm
Yeah.
glad we're talking about them because those are things that I wanted to connect. I feel like it was just a little bit too weird for me to watch. So in the moment, it's like it doesn't all connect for me.
Is it like these are the ingredients I like? I just don't like the meal that you made out of it.
Pretty much, but I like one of y'all said earlier. I definitely don't want him to change anything. I want
Yeah.
him to keep doing it exactly how he's doing it.
Yeah.
Because I might end up loving the next thing. It might just be this one thing. Because I mean, Sorry to Bother You was just as goofy, but I thought it was brilliant.
But it was the first time we ever seen anything like it, and now I feel like
From a black person,
black
yes.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
But that's
like-
why I think that this is great, and I'm glad it exists. I just don't care to watch it.
What's the white equivalent of something like this?
I was just about to ask the same
Wes
thing
Anderson.
as I
Wes
was
Anderson
saying,
or
yeah.
David Lynch or fuck, what is that
well,
dude? That,
David Lynch. Yeah, but,
about
is
Tim
there a
Burton?
show that we got that we can point to?
a show?
Or are you just talking about just?
I mean,
Hit-
David
no,
Lynch did Twin Peaks.
Yeah, so it's like Twin Peaks.
But I think that David Lynch is definitely, in my opinion, the closest comparison, because David Lynch, if you talk to him, you're like, oh yeah, I was making a point. You'll never fucking get it
David-
ever.
Yeah.
Boots
David
is
Lynch
easier to
actually good.
digest. But there is another guy. I just can't fucking think of his name.
What has he done?
Shit, I don't like. I'll find it. Y'all go ahead.
Nate, what did you think about the Power Grid heist?
Oh, I did.
Like the video of them watching that episode that turns people
Yeah.
crazy.
I
That's
saw-
where it was like, all right.
Yeah, I was trying to understand. I didn't get that part, like the whole TV show or the cartoon, and I just didn't understand what that represented. But in terms of the heist, so I mean, throughout the show, I'm like, why are they turning off the power on these niggas? Like, it's like you just shut the power off on them. I get, because like, you know, it made me think of like when Texas went out, the power went out like during the winter time or whatever. So I felt like they were trying to make some sort of references to that, but I just the cartoon like threw me off.
Did you get the cartoon, Rod?
Did I get the cartoon?
Yeah, like what was it trying to say?
I don't remember the cartoon.
It was almost like some Family Guy, Beavis and Butthead type shit.
Oh, the
They
Boya
played it to,
Boya thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
to make people
Oh.
kind of just zone out or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That sound like two different things though that you're talking about. You're talking about the power outage.
Well,
and
they
that.
used the
Yeah.
cartoon to zone out the security guard so they could
Oh
do
yeah,
the power heist.
yeah.
And I think I didn't care. I didn't really care too much about the whole heist. That just kind of, I don't want to say went over my head. I just didn't care. At this point, to be honest with you, at this point, I'm like, okay, let's just get through this show.
Well, it
Unfortunately,
didn't work. They weren't good at it.
at all.
Yeah.
Well, they were successful at the heist. It just they ended up turning the power right back on.
I thought something happened where it didn't,
Nah,
wasn't
he was
that
a-
good of a success of mission.
No, they did it successfully.
Okay.
They just turned it back on. They didn't anticipate them turning it right back on.
Right. Felix,
Oh, he lost his car.
yeah, Felix is mad he
Okay.
lost his car.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, like you said, Nate, this is around the time where I'm like, all right, we need to wrap this up. But at the same time, like, I don't know if there was a bigger message with that. Because they mentioned it when Scat was buying it at the store, or when the guy gave it to him. He was like, it'll fuck you up. And when you watch it, it's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to get from that. Maybe it's just mindlessness. That makes you go crazy and shit. Ken, did you like the overall ending of this series? Or I guess, I don't know if it's a season 2 coming out, but this season 1 so far.
I did. I liked how. So there are two thoughts. I liked it because I like how he was able to kind of really explain and break down capitalism, the legality versus the illegality of it, to people in very elementary kind of terms that people could get, right? I think what I don't like about it is that you may not get that far. So, you may tap out by episode 2, episode 3. So, by the time you get to one of the core messages of, the series, or you won't even get to the core message of the series. So, you know, it would get lost. So maybe that could be something that could be clipped and, you know, circulate on social media. I don't know. But it's interesting what I love hearing about how she broke it down, because it's like reading the Wall Street Journal every day and seeing over the last year or so how they use these unemployment numbers and, you know, to combat inflation, and they're trying to wipe out personal savings in order to get people to go back to work, and how all that stuff is intertwined. And having these conversations probably driving my wife crazy, because she probably don't want to hear it, but, you know, I'll sit there and read or see something like, I'll spin around like, oh, they're just going off. You know, it was dope to kind of see somebody kind of take that and put that out there. It's just how many people are going to get to episode 7 to
That's what
hear
I was
it.
thinking too. Yeah, it's like, it's not that interesting after the initial hit of the weirdness, because it's just like you mentioned, Mike, it's a constant message. Like, okay, after a while, I get it. What else is there to kind of go with?
But some people might not get it, and I think that's why this is good.
Mm-hmm.
Some people really will watch this on a surface level, just like, oh, it's fun and it's weird, and they'll end it there. So he might just feel like he needs to drill that point in.
What's the reception been like on this? I haven't heard a lot of people talking
I
about
heard
it.
now one about it.
There were interest in us talking about it. It seemed
there
like it was like positive. I don't know yet, but that's all I saw since.
Yeah, I saw a few people on Reddit asking if we were going to watch it, but just in terms of like on Twitter or just on social media,
know.
I haven't even really seen very many promos for it either.
It doesn't have
So-
a lot of buzz like how
Yeah.
Swarm did. Swarm had a lot
Right.
of buzz around it, but this
Well,
one
honey, it's
seemed-
because they opened up with Chloe Bailey and her ass. That was enough to get the internet talking.
It was that, and
Did
it
they
was
open
also
up with that?
Yeah, it was that, and it was also the Beyonce connection to it as well.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was a Beyonce connection too.
Swarm?
Oh, because the Swarm. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, there's less pop culture
Yeah.
appeal here. You know, they're dealing with a message wrapped in comic books.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Was that actually a superpower of hers to be able to break shit down? That was like her.
That was
people
her power,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was her power.
Whose power?
Jones.
Jones, when the curtain came up, that's when she was in her element.
Yeah.
Because he was like, "Do the thing you do."
Because only some black folks can do that. You know.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
But they were dealing with their own shit, right? Wasn't the old girl trying to get her to commit to her, but because she was committed to the cause.
But that's
she
kind of the
couldn't-
point, though. It's
Yeah.
like you have to stop dealing with your own personal life to explain to white folks why racism is fucked up, or to explain to rich people why capitalism is fucked up. You might have all your other shit going on, but that shit takes a back burner because this is a bigger issue.
Because that's why, what's the name, Fletch or whatever his name was, V8. That's why he was upset with her. It was like, yo, like Scat died, and you're over here in this corner doing this thing, and we needed you over here. And she was like, you know,
This is what I have to do.
Yeah,
I
try-
can't stop this for that.
yeah.
I will say, even though it may not have been necessarily for me, to y'all's point, I'm glad something like this exists. I feel like I said the same thing with the Joyride review. Like, I'm glad that there is something out there for those people who may need to digest the messages this way, or who just like quirky, weird stuff and may also get the message as well. I think it is good that there is this type of artsy black cinema out there that is on a public platform like an Amazon Prime. I think that's dope. It just wasn't for me.
I think I'll be more interested. Well, you seem like you found something. I want you to go ahead and.
Oh, it wasn't anything important. It was Gondry, the guy that does
okay.
Spotless Mind or whatever.
Oh.
If you watch his music videos, he's very much in this kind of like, what the fuck is going on? But he gets a pass because white folks get passes for doing weird shit where black folks don't.
Gotcha.
And David Lynch did Dune, right?
David Lynch did Dune, Black Velvet,
David
Mulholland
Lynch
Drive.
perfect, yeah, because Dune is like out there too.
Right.
You watch this shit, be like,
But
what?
he gets a pass.
Yeah, what is
if
going
David
on?
Lynch was black,
Yeah.
people would be like, well, there's got to be some sort of deeper message here. It can't just be, well, I'm just weird and I feel like making some weird shit.
Yeah.
I'll be I'd be interested to see, or would have been more interested to see how he would tackle like black capitalism. Like I wanted to see somebody's take on that, to see how they would approach that person.
Well, I'm glad he didn't,
Why?
because I think white capitalism needs to be discussed before black capitalism.
No, for sure. It absolutely does, but
Because we don't, I mean, white capitalism is so much bigger of an issue than black capitalism. I do agree with you though.
Yeah.
And now probably what he'll do in season 2, I'm sure they'll, because I think if he'd started this off in season 1 with focusing on black capitalism, it would have looked a little suspect.
I got you.
So maybe he'll save that for season 2, because that could get interesting if that's what's going on with Cootie.
Yeah,
if he does start to fall into that.
Right. I would definitely be interested to see a season on that. Because I haven't seen anyone do that.
He might need to wait till season 3 though.
Maybe. Yeah.
You think it's gonna get 3 seasons?
No. No. Well, I don't know, because I don't know how other people are receiving it. Like one of y'all said, I don't know how people.
I haven't heard.
If it hasn't been renewed yet, then.
Well, I mean, this is the whole writer strike and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
ain't
that.
nothing gonna be
I
renewed
forgot
for a
about
while.
that. Yeah, but typically they renew stuff fairly quickly if it's going well. But yeah, what y'all think about Nathaniel
Who's Nathaniel?
or Nathan?
Who's Nathan? Oh, Nansford.
Nansford, yeah.
He wasn't in it but for like 2 seconds.
Right.
It was weird. He was in it, but yeah, that quickly, and then he was out. So
He was doing business for the white man. Is that what they were talking
He
about?
was like fielding dates for him.
Fielding dates, diffusing bombs,
Oh yeah, I forgot he
fixing
did
breakfast.
that. Yeah, makes sense.
Okay.
Makes
Yeah.
sense, especially if you're making a capitalism argument. You know, you're using black folks to
So there's the black
do
capitalism.
your work.
and
But
then
he just seemed more like the
yeah.
person that's getting taken advantage of,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
opposed to being the black capitalist.
That's
I just
adding
viewed
to-
him
yeah.
as like being manipulated.
Yeah.
I remember he told him off, and he looked like he was about to cry.
And he wasn't really in charge of anything. So
He was
But
like,
yeah,
I got a date. Oh, go ahead.
I didn't really get the assassin thing.
Well, the assassin was crazy because how you get in that drawer. Yeah, I think it was just like you said. I want to stay sharp. So I hired you to do that, and I think she actually ended up being the person that went on the date. Was that the same person?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I was thrown off, because when it first happened, I was like, oh, I feel like that was just, especially rich white capitalists just trying to play the victim. So he pays this woman to attack him over and over again so he can look like the victim. But I didn't understand. Well, I guess she was just pretending to want to go on a date with him so she could try to
She
kill him.
did say that. She was like,
never
yeah.
mind.
She was
Okay,
like, yeah,
I
oh
guess that
boy
does
messed
make
it
sense.
up because I probably could have killed you there.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, when he was fighting,
I like how when he was on the
grabbed
ground.
oh, the pencil roll.
He did something where he was on the ground, but then he got up. It was the way they shot it. It was like he got up real quick, but just getting up.
Oh yeah,
He
yeah, I
didn't
remember
move-
that
he
when he
didn't
kind of
move it.
stood up like
Yeah.
this. But then in the first fight, when they were fighting, he jumped on the ground. He was like pencil roll, and he started rolling around on the ground. That's what he called a move. That shit was funny to
I don't
me.
even remember that.
Yeah, he was calling out all the moves.
Yeah, yeah, but it was like I was like, oh shit, I don't know. It was just pencil roll was funny. And then in the second fight, when she came out of the drawer, when he was fighting and he had drinking the tea or the coffee, and then he used that as a weapon. That shit was funny too.
Mike face.
Yeah, I
It was just so weird and
Stupid.
stupid.
Yeah.
It's like you're.
Any other thoughts on this series?
His intelligence sounded like Bill Cosby.
Sorry. I was trying to remember the part that I did laugh out loud when the little hook hit him in the back. He said, "Pull your pants up." I fucking died. That shit was funny.
It's also kind of creepy too, because I'm like, if there was an AI system to sound like Bill Cosby, he was like, "Wake up in the morning."
But it makes sense. Bill Cosby's white folks' favorite black dude.
I thought he was like, he asked dude, he was like, "Why does Bill Cosby?"
He did.
And he was like, "It sounds like Bill Cosby, really?"
They right.
He was like, no, it don't sound like him to me.
Yikes.
I forgot
I
about
thought
that.
he was fucking with him.
That shit was funny. Anytime Bill Cosby would speak, that shit was hilarious. But the pull your pants up thing, I fucking cracked up. Pull your pants up. He's probably mad as fuck. He's still alive, right?
Yeah, he's still with us.
He's still kicking.
I think he was on tour.
On tour of what?
This was a while ago. I think he went on.
You talking about his eye?
No. That's the only people showing up to see if the eye finally comes out.
Either he was talking
That's
about,
what they
either he
rolling
went
right
on I think he went on tour, or he was talking about doing a tour. This was a couple of years
sit
ago.
his old ass down somewhere.
He's been sitting his ass down.
He
We
needs to
ain't really
stay
heard
sitting.
him. Yeah.
His eye has been trying to commit suicide for 10
You
years.
better be like OJ, bro. Just
Write
chill
a book.
out. and stay away.
Yeah, he plans to tour in 2023 amid new sexual assault lawsuits,
Jesus
according to
fucking
NPR.
Christ. I hope they throw a hot dog at him again.
Camille need to make him sit his ass down.
She's still with him?
Yeah, she, you know.
She ain't going nowhere.
Nah.
You know,
But
how
at this point, yeah, there's no
you know
point.
how that good shit goes.
Yeah.
She's
They too old.
waiting to get the money, bro.
Right?
She was serving the pills, what I heard.
Yikes.
She knew.
Capille Cosby.
Those are our thoughts on I Am a Virgin. Please let us know-
Virgo.
Oh.
Wow. Wow. That's the anime version.
Oh man. Oh man. That's so fucked up, bro. You have to do that.
Oh man, my bad. Those are thoughts on I'm a Virgin. I mean, a Virgo.
Wow, bro. What's
Talk
going
about a
on?
Freudian slip
Very
for
fun.
your ass.
I'm a Virgo. Please let us know what you guys think. FPS Podcast is a Reddit thread. It's also our handle for IG and Twitter. And we'll catch you on the next review. We out. Peace.
Bye.
And it gets crazy. You said that at the. I just listened to the Love and Death review again, where you was talking about what does sex have a smell?
Oh, bless it.
So you might be telling on yourself.
Wow.